Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our weather window. And boy, it was a cloudy one out there today as we take a look back down the Columbia River from our Rondo Rock Sky-Fi Tower camera. You can see all those low-hanging clouds, and they did not budge throughout the day today. Also up north, this is our Billy Goat Sky-Fi Tower camera. Brewster and Pateros are under that cloud deck, but notice above that, beautiful blue sky and some higher elevations like Mission Ridge enjoyed that today, and a beautiful sunset late this afternoon. But this is what we've got to deal with. We saw it this morning, those foggy conditions, freezing fog, very hard to predict and even harder to see out there, and it makes some very slick roadways. Just slow down a little bit and reduce the chances that you will get in an accident, because we'll probably see that tomorrow morning as well as Saturday morning. We'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. One person was killed and 3 others were injured when a pickup lost control and collided head-on with a semi yesterday morning on Blewett Pass. One of the 5 people hospitalized following a 2-car collision on Blewett Pass back on December 3rd has died from his injuries. And 2 people were injured in a head-on collision yesterday morning on State Route 17 near Moses Lake. But first, our top story tonight. Main Street in Monitor remains closed tonight as firefighters continue to battle a fire in a downtown building that housed a marijuana grow operation. The fire was first reported about 12:48 a.m. and Chelan County Fire District 6 firefighters arrived to find flames shooting from the roof and from a loading area of the old Collins Fruit Warehouse. District 6 Captain Andy Lee said the building on Main Street currently houses the grow operation and Boswell Furniture's warehouse and perhaps one other business. There have been no reported injuries. The building is being reported as a total loss. A shelter-in-place advisory was in place from 2:25 a.m. until about 8 a.m. because of the marijuana smoke and possible other chemicals in the building. Lee said a building on the south end of the warehouse was threatened, but firefighters were able to keep the fire from spreading. After a second alarm was issued, firefighters from Monitor and the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department were joined by crews and equipment from Cashmere and Leavenworth. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined. One person was killed and 3 others were injured when a pickup lost control and collided head-on with a semi yesterday morning on Blewett Pass. The wreck closed both lanes of Highway 97 for about 6 hours. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber said the full-size GMC pickup was being driven southbound about 9:15 a.m. 6 miles north of the summit when the pickup apparently slid on the icy roadway and crossed into the northbound lane where it collided with that semi. A passenger in the pickup, 22-year-old Donaciano Servine of Chelan, was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the pickup and another passenger, 46-year-old Donaciano Servine Marquez and 61-year-old Adelaida Marquez Hernandez, both of Chelan, were transported to Central Washington Hospital with undisclosed injuries. The semi-driver, 60-year-old Kenneth B. Davis of Auburn, was transported to Central Washington Hospital where he was treated and released. The accident remains under investigation. Well, one of the 5 people hospitalized following a 2-car collision on Blewett Pass on December 3rd has died from his injuries. 21-year-old Araveen Ravikumar of Bellevue was a passenger in a 2007 Honda Civic that collided with a 2016 Audi A6 sedan 6 miles south of the summit after the driver of the Civic lost control. Ravikumar was airlifted to Harborview Medical Center where he succumbed to his injuries yesterday. The 4 others that were injured were treated and released from Central Washington Hospital. The driver of the Civic, 27-year-old Amanda E. Hazelden of Linwood, was cited for driving too fast for conditions. Well, in other news, 2 people were injured in a head-on collision yesterday morning on State Route 17 near Moses Lake. Moses Lake Police report around 9 a.m. officers responded to a head-on collision on State Route 17 at the railroad tracks just south of Stratford Road. Evidence at the scene showed that a southbound vehicle had crossed into the northbound lanes and then went head-on with the northbound vehicle. Another northbound vehicle was unable to avoid the collision and struck one of the vehicles as well. One driver had to be extricated by firefighters and 2 were transported by ambulance to the hospital. Northbound State Route 17 was closed for over an hour and southbound SR 17 was reduced to 1 lane. No information on the names or conditions of the 2 people who were injured in that accident. Well, when we come back, Governor Jay Inslee has set out a $70 billion budget proposal for the Washington legislature to consider. With temperatures expected to dip as low as single digits in some areas this weekend, libraries throughout north central Washington are being available as warming centers. A widespread tree species in north central Washington is getting new federal protection. And today marked the start of daily operations at Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Welcome back. In another news, Governor Jay Inslee has set out a $70 billion budget proposal for the Washington legislature to consider. The governor's budget announcement on Wednesday includes a mix of proposals for climate change, education, and behavioral health. It also designates $4 billion toward affordable housing over the next 6 years, funded largely by bonds to build about 24,000 housing units by the year 2028.
In the last decade, we've grown about 1 million people in the state of Washington, but we've only grown about 315,000 housing units. We cannot fix homelessness unless we build more housing. And unfortunately, the market conditions exist that the private market will not produce the housing units we need to actually house the people who live in the state of Washington. Now, that may seem an obvious fact, but it needs to be said because people demand a solution to homelessness. Washingtonians will not accept this continuous scourge of homelessness in our society. They do not believe the state of Washington, the beautiful evergreen state, is a place for chronic, rampant homelessness, and they're asking us to take bold action to do something about it. And in my budget, we intend to do just that.
With temperatures expected to dip as low as single digits in some areas this weekend, libraries throughout north central Washington are being available as warming centers. North Central Washington Libraries has 30 branches in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties. The libraries also served as cooling centers during a heat wave back in July. The warming centers are available during normal library hours. You can find the hours for your local branch on the North Central Washington Library's website. Well, a widespread tree species in north central Washington is getting new federal protection. The white bark pine is native to high elevations in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest and much of the western United States. The tree is vulnerable to a fungal disease called blister rust, as well as pine beetles and the overall effects of climate change. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service announced yesterday that the white bark pine will be listed as threatened under the Endangered Species Act. The protection will boost research efforts to conserve the tree species and make it illegal to log or damage white bark pines on federal land. About 88% of the trees are found on national forest land or other federally managed areas. Well, today marked the start of daily operations at Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. The local ski hill is reporting 45 inches of snow at the summit and 26 inches at the base. All chairlifts and rope tows are open, and this Saturday is Christmas on the Mountain, featuring Santa Claus and a late-day torchlight parade. 7 days a week operation at Mission Ridge will continue until March 26th. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa end of the year blowout sale is going on now. Spas are scientifically proven to improve sleep and ease arthritis pain. Let us help you find the perfect spa today. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa is helping families reconnect, one hot tub at a time.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
NCWLIFE Channel is your home for local sports with the Wenatchee Panthers and East Mont Wildcats right here. Coverage brought to you by Abby's Pizza, BioSports Physical Therapy, Clean Connection, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Together for You. Follow all the action right here on the NCWLIFE Channel.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight we meet a very special cat named Lady Roderick.
Lady Roderick came in a few months ago as probably a 6-month-old kitten. Now she's about 8 to 9 months old. So she's fully grown. She is honestly the sweetest cat that we have here. She's pretty quiet. She loves attention. Will greet people at her kennel door and clearly loves love. Lady Roderick is special because she is FVLV positive, which means that she needs to be the only cat in your house, or she could be with other cats that also have FVLV. It's feline leukemia virus, and it is contagious to other cats. So if you want a single cat home, she's honestly the perfect cat. She's very healthy besides her positive diagnosis, but we haven't seen any flare-ups from any upper respiratory illnesses since she's been here. She really just wants to love people, hang out, cuddle. Oh man, she loves cuddling.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and closed 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. for quiet hour. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Let's take a look now at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Thursday was a good one. It was one of those, it was just a bone-chilling cold day out there today with all of those low-hanging clouds. We had some misty fog, some freezing fog today. And boy, that air just felt cool out there. You can't see much of the Wenatchee Valley this afternoon because of those clouds. 22 is all we managed this afternoon. That's after dropping down to 16 for our overnight low. Our record high, 33, our normal high rather is 33. Our normal low is 24. And our record high, 50. That was set in 2002. 3 below zero, our record cold, and that was in 1964. Sunrise this morning was 7:42, and it's set this afternoon at 4:11. Taking a look at your Friday temperatures, it's going to stay this way, folks, for at least 2 more days before we warm up slightly and introduce some snow into our forecast. We'll get to that in a second. But 22s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy tomorrow. 21 for our high in Wenatchee. So temperatures a lot like today. 20 for Leavenworth, 19 in Chelan, and only 17 the high temperatures for you folks tomorrow in Omak, Okanagan, and the Tonasket area. All right, tonight, patchy fog once again, so keep that in mind. If you're traveling around tonight or in the early morning for your commute, cold temperatures, lows in the mid-teens overnight. Yeah, and we're going to stay that way for a while. Lots of the country seeing that cold air. Morning fog tomorrow, and then colder, as we mentioned, a little colder than today anyway, with high temperatures only around that 20-degree mark, so it will be a few degrees chillier. For Saturday, mostly cloudy. We're going to continue with that cold weather. High temperature on Saturday only in the upper teens, and then things begin to change on Sunday. An area of low pressure comes and parks itself right over eastern Washington. That's going to deflect a lot of that Arctic air to our east, but it's also going to increase our chances for snow. I think definitely by Sunday evening we could see some flakes flying. By Monday, isolated morning snow showers and then cloudy in the afternoon. High temperatures a little bit better into the low 20s for Monday, but you can see where that Arctic air is, that pink color, and that low is really helping us out next week, keeping that very cold air away. Snow likely though for Tuesday as that system pushes away, and you can see by Tuesday night a good chance that we will all see some snow activity here in Washington State. And then for Wednesday, kind of a break in the weather, mostly cloudy and colder with high temperatures around 20 before this monster storm moves in. And it looks like now, I know it's very preliminary, but it looks like by Christmas Eve we could be warming up to about 40 with heavy rain in the forecast, and we'll talk more about that as we get a little bit closer. Let's take a look now at that 7-day forecast brought to you by Apple Valley Honda. Tonight's overnight low, a chilly one, and get used to that over the next few nights. 16 tonight, 21 tomorrow, 19 is all for the high on Saturday, and we could see a little bit of that morning fog both of those days. Cloudy with evening snow on Sunday, and 24 morning snow showers, giving way to cloudy skies on Monday, and 23. 24 looks like our best chance for snow will be on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday mostly cloudy, back to the cold stuff, a high temperature of only 20 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
The holiday season is here, and life is hectic. Let Merry Maids help simplify yours. You expect a lot, and Merry Maids delivers more. They'll make your home or business sparkle for holiday parties, special events, and family gatherings. They'll customize the cleaning to fit your needs and your budget. Merry Maids are cleaning experts. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Best of all, your satisfaction is always guaranteed. Visit online, merrymaids.com, and call for a free estimate. Then you can relax. It's done.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. Seahawks fans would just as soon forget what happened last time Seattle was on Thursday Night Football. It was Week 5 a season ago when they took on the Rams, and Russell Wilson broke his finger. That spiraled into a 7-10 season and missing the playoffs. Now, Seattle's hoping for better luck tonight when they host the 49ers at Lumen Field. Pete Carroll, 10-2 under the lights on Thursday night, and says they have a pretty good recipe for these short weeks.
Well, there is some talk about, it's Thursday Night Football, and that's a big deal. And, we have our way, that we handle this, and we've approached it pretty successfully over the years. And there is a mentality, I don't care about talking about it, but there is a way to go about it, and it is performing like you're capable, under these circumstances. And that's a lot easier said than done. This thing's really hard on the players. I mean, I get it. We get the pub of it and all, and it's a fantastic event. We're fortunate to have a chance to play in it, and our guys all like it. It's just really challenging. This is the most challenging thing that we ask of our players, is to come back from Sunday to Thursday.
Seattle's defense will have to find a way to stop Christian McCaffrey, who's come in after a midseason trade to San Francisco, scored 6 touchdowns, rushing and receiving.
His versatility is rare and complete. There's nothing that he doesn't do well. He does everything, and whether it's, and I mean that also in the throwing game, of all the variety of things that he does in the passing game. He plays like a receiver, and he plays like a running back coming out, and they utilize him, and they're really good at utilizing him for matchups and things like that. The running game part of it, he can run it all, and he's very opportunistic. He rarely misses a read. He rarely misses a chance to take advantage of the defense, and so you're getting his best shot every snap, and he's a tremendous competitor. So he's got it all.
Kind of a funny moment to lighten the mood at yesterday's press conference. Many of the media members wore Carroll's signature Nike Monarchs. The coach appreciated the effort.
The fashion statement being made by some of your media folks here.
They're comfortable.
When you go Monarchs, you can't go wrong. Just remember, not only can you look great like you look now, but you can go bowling in those. You can mow the front lawn. You can just about you can jog. You can do it. Pickleball is definitely, it's probably the footwear of choice for pickleball, I'm sure. We're looking pretty good.
Carroll hopes the Seahawks look pretty good at 5:15 tonight. Game underway against San Francisco. It's on Amazon Prime, but also available on Q13 in Seattle. Well, Haley Van Lith was up to her old tricks last night in women's college basketball. Haley scored a team-high 19 points to help Louisville beat Bellarmine 73-43 on the road.
That was a nice pass from Browning, but bounced too high for Coatney. And here comes Louisville. Van Lith steps through and scores. And Bellarmine did a good job of that in the first quarter.
They really did, and they have to continue that.
That's what they did not do a good job of, turning it over, and Van Lith turns it into points. 73-43, the final score.
Van Lith has now led Louisville in scoring in 8 out of 12 games so far this season. Washington State's football team is in the L.A. area getting ready for a bowl game coming up on Saturday. The Cougars will face Fresno State in the Jimmy Kimmel L.A. Bowl at SoFi Stadium. Bulldogs feature an offense very similar to Washington Huskies, which stands to reason since UW coach Kalen DeBoer was at Fresno State just last year.
I think there's definitely similar elements to it. I think they're a little bit more RPO in the base down packaging, but you can see both teams want to go down the field, and the third down schematics are very similar. So, that's at least a carryover for our guys from that last week to this quick bowl turnaround.
Jake Dickert's coaching the Cougars in his first bowl game since taking over the program midstream last year. He says he's excited for the challenge Saturday and for his few seniors.
I was at the University of Wyoming for 3 years, so I got a chance to go against Coach Tedford and, just have a lot of respect for him. The fundamentals, the toughness of his football teams, how multiple they are, and I think how well coached they are from top to bottom, offense, defense, and special teams. So, it's just a good experience. To get this reward of playing in a bowl game, I think is something special that, we've been talking a lot to our guys that enjoy it, live in this moment. We have 13 seniors that, who knows if they'll put the pads back on. So enjoy these times, enjoy these moments together, and, it's going to be a heck of a game against Fresno.
Wazoo and Fresno State will kick off in the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. That'll be Saturday at 12:30 on ABC. The Huskies, meanwhile, still have a couple of weeks to prepare to face Texas in the Valero Alamo Bowl. That'll be on December 29th. Washington finished the season 10-2, is ranked 12th, headed into its matchup with the 8-4 Longhorns that are ranked 20th. Kickoff in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio 2 weeks from today will be at 6 p.m., and that will be broadcast on ESPN. Well, the Seattle Kraken wrap up a 4-game road trip this afternoon in Raleigh, North Carolina. Seattle's taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. That game is underway so far. Kraken 1-2 on the current road trip. Would love to finish things off strong before returning home. That action is on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Moses Lake got back on the winning track in high school wrestling last night. The Mavericks took care of Eastmont in its head-to-head match. 65-12 the final score. Coming up tonight, Cascade is hosting a double duel. Will face Kashmir at 6 while Chelan takes on Quincy. Then at 7 o'clock, it's Chelan versus Cascade while Quincy faces Kashmir. Wenatchee's on the road at Ike tonight to take on the Cadets at 7 o'clock while Ephrata is hosting East Valley. It was a busy day in the pool earlier today. In fact, they're probably still swimming about now. Wenatchee hosting Chiawana and Pasco at Wenatchee High School's pool. Lions Pool in Yakima, the site for Eastmont West Valley, as well as Moses Lake and Davis. Slim schedule for Prep Girls basketball tonight. Soap Lake is hosting Bridgeport at 6 o'clock, while Manson visits Liberty Bell. Pateris welcomes Entiat. On the boys' side, a little busier. Tonasket took care of Oroville last night, 80-30. Ouch, 50-point differential there. Coming up tonight, Waterville Mansfield travels to Columbia Hunters. That's a 6 o'clock game time. Later at 7:30, it's Bridgeport at Soap Lake, Manson at Liberty Bell, and Entiat at Pateris. By the way, we do have high school hoops coming up Saturday here on the NCWLIFE channel. No matter what happens with the weather, we're going to have the game because the two teams are about 9 miles apart. It is Eastmont, it is Wenatchee, and we will have it from Wenatchee High School. The girls' game starts at 3 o'clock, the boys' game at about 4 o'clock, so be sure and watch that live here on the NCWLIFE channel. That's sports news. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, this is a story out of Yakima, but we couldn't resist sharing it with you. The Yakima Police Department said last Saturday morning, after a significant snowstorm hit the area, Officer Casey Hampton radioed in to say that he'd be assisting an elderly woman. A fellow officer happened to be in the area and drove by to check it out. What he saw, as you can see in the picture, was Hampton hand shoveling the 78-year-old woman's driveway. The department said Hampton had stopped after seeing the woman trying to shovel it herself. Way to go. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Hold tight, I got to take this. Hold tight just a minute. Ooh. Hey, Santa. Yeah. No, I'm doing great. I was just doing promo for the news. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, let's just do it now. Yeah, you ready? Okay, you got your. Okay, here we go. This is the naughty list. You ready? Naughty list? Good, here we go. Uriah, Rachel, Jefferson, Mac, Cal, Eric, Grant, Wendy, Diana, Carrie, and Tucker. And Tucker you want to write in a big font in bold. All caps for the Tucker on the naughty side. Got it? Okay. Nice is Brenda, Alicia, and myself. Great. Yeah, say hi to Mrs. Claus. Yeah, see you in about 10 days. See you, Santa. Watch the show tomorrow. It'll be great. Grant, back to you.
We'll be watching, Dan. Thank you. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.